Sometimes we put ourselves into situations that we could have avoided by saying something as simple as no. There are a lot of people right now, they are in so much trouble, like serious trouble, because a friend asked them for something that maybe they actually felt that it wasn't okay, but they say yes to please that friend, and now they are in so much deep trouble. And unfortunately, most of the cases, that friend is not even there. Hello guys, how you guys doing? Quick question for you. Have you ever been so angry at yourself because you put yourself in a situation that you could have avoided? If the answer is yes to this question, my friend, come, because today's episode is for you and for me, of course, right? Because I'm there. Um, and to be more specific, today's episode is going to be about boundaries. Now, why is it important for us to talk about boundaries when we at the beginning of knowing what we want, what we like, pretty much our self-development process or journey? Why having boundaries is important? Well, to keep it simple, guys, it's very important for us to have boundaries if we want to achieve an outcome that will be full of energy, full of self clarity, right? Because if you think about it, guys, not having boundaries means you'll be available to things that are not even aligned to your goals. You're probably going to be spending your energy, your time in things that won't add anything positive into your life. You're probably going to be attracting the wrong people to your life because, again, we don't have boundaries. Because having boundaries is like the gate, it's like having a gate, right? Between you and the outside world, right? And on that gate, let's say on that gate, you have like this security that before anybody gets into the gate, they need to qualify for the requirements, right, to get into the gate, if that makes sense. So that's why it's very important for us to have boundaries, because if without the gate means what, anyone can get in, right? So I wanted to touch base on this topic because having boundaries on this early stage of our life, where we're trying to become this amazing human being that we are hoping to become, right, or we are working towards becoming, having boundaries uh, or setting our boundaries, I should say, is very essential so that it can help us get there easier, help us get there sooner, and help us get there safer, right? Because the opposite of not having boundaries is actually the opposite of what we're trying to do, right? If you're one of those people that you've never clearly express your boundaries at the beginning, is not going to be easy, right? Because you probably are known for being that friend that says yes to everything, right? Or that sister that says yes to everything, or that coworker that says yes to everything. So the moment you start setting boundaries, oh my gosh, they're gonna come at you, okay? I won't even front. They're gonna come at you with all they got, right? You're gonna start hearing things like, oh my gosh, who do you think you are? Or you think you're superior, or you being too much, and things of that nature. But the whole reason, or the whole purpose of us having setting boundaries, is to give ourselves all the energy, all the resources, all the love possible to figure out who we are. And the best way for you to figure out who you are, or where you're going, if I should say, is to have the least amount of distractions possible. And setting boundaries will help us with that. And basically, I don't want to come here and tell you what type of boundaries you should set for yourself. That's something that I actually dislike. Like when sometimes people say that these are the 5 things you should do, or these are the tricks you should apply, or these are the blueprints that you must do, right? This is not a channel for that. If one thing I've learned so far is that most of the times we have to find what works for us in a very tailored way, right? Because someone else's boundaries doesn't have to be yours, right? Because we're all different, for that matter. So I'm just here to give you examples, and once again, you can take those and try to do your own research, and find what actually works for you. But I'm going to give you an example. I've always been someone that knows what she wants and what she doesn't. Um, and setting boundaries come easily, if I'm honest, but I understand that it's not everybody's situation. We are all different, and you have people out there that it doesn't come easy to them to express how they feel, or to say no to things that they actually don't want to do because they are afraid of maybe that friend's reaction. But I'm here to tell you that unless you set a price to yourself, everyone and anyone would buy you at their own rate. And if everybody has access to you, it's going to be very hard for you to actually have the time, have the resources, even the energy to to love yourself the way it needs to be. Because one thing with not having boundaries is that you say yes to everything. And most of the time, the things you say yes to are not aligned with your goals, are not aligned with who you want to be, are not aligned with where you want to go. So, as your big sister, as your little sister, sometimes your little sister sometimes can give you good advice. Okay, um, as your friend, I'm here to tell you that you need to figure it out as soon as possible. Learn yourself and start setting your limits. And as I said earlier, if you ever been that person that says yes to everything, it's not gonna be easy. You're gonna start losing friends, and the sooner you understand the outcome of you setting boundaries, the better for you. If you start losing friends and you're one of those people that are very emotional when it comes to having people around them, let me tell you this: it's better not to have any friends than to have the wrong friends. If you've been the friend that says yes to everything, oh, let's go to the club, and all you want to do is probably stay home and read a book that is pouring some type of knowledge into you, and that day you tell that friend that, you know what, we've been going to the club for the past 3 weekends. I think this weekend I'll rather stay home. And he or she doesn't get it and gets mad at you, question that friendship. If you have a friend that is asking you all the time to, I don't know, is Sunday, and oh, let's go do this, let's go do that, and you don't feel like doing that thing at that moment, learn to say no. Why is it important for you to learn that? Because most of the time, the people that you say yes to, they don't say yes to you back as you do. Pay attention. I dare you to pay attention to that. Most people you say yes to, when it comes to you asking them, it's not yes. They are okay telling you their mind. Oh no, I can't do that. Oh no, maybe next time. And guess what you do? You let it slide. Next time they come, you say yes. So at that moment, you can't really blame them for that, right? Because you're exposing yourself to those situations. And I'm sure most of you are actually aware of those friends that you have that you can't really call friends, right? So you're not doing that to them, you're doing that to yourself. So be smart and set boundaries and communicate those boundaries very clearly. We are not here to play games. Oh, I didn't see your call when you saw the call. Because if your friend call you to go to the club and you don't want to go to the club, and you pretend you didn't see the call just to tell them, oh, sorry, I didn't see the call. Are you setting your boundaries? Are they getting the fact that you no longer want to go to the club? They are not, right? So communication is key. They don't have to understand why you're setting your boundaries. They don't have to understand that. But if it's a good friend, they're gonna accept it. If it's a good friend, they're gonna accept that, you know what, on Sundays she doesn't want to be disturbed to do anything because those are her days to, I don't know, to take care of herself, to take care of mental health, to take care of her mind, to take care of her business. The point is, on Sundays, she's that friend that you can't disturb her. If that's a good friend, they're gonna understand. Because as a good friend, maybe, just maybe, you might encourage them to do something for themselves, right? Setting boundaries, my friend, it goes way deeper than just saying no. Because every time you say no to something, is yes to yourself. And every time you say yes to yourself for a good purpose, you're gonna flourish. It's a domino effect. Appreciate your friendship, appreciate your relationship, but you need to find what's your price. Because if you price yourself at $100 and you know your price is $100, whoever brings $3, guess what? They can afford you. They bring $57, my friend, you're still way short. Let's say you don't know your value was $100. $93 sold. You don't know that your value was $100. $50, you still sold. You didn't know your value was $100. And sometimes, even not knowing that your value is $100, whoever comes and gives you 150, you won't even appreciate that because, for starters, you are not aware of your value. And I just wanted to, touch base on this little topic that friend of mine learn how to set your boundaries and stick to those. Sorry, my allergies again. And say no doesn't make you the bad guy. Okay. They might gonna try to trick you into thinking that you being a bad friend, right? Yeah, you're not being reliable. But going to the beginning of what I said, if you do learn at the beginning that actually this can happen, you're gonna be ready. If your friend is trying to trick you, trying to play with your mind, trying to make you feel guilty because you don't want to cover a lie for her, if you are ready for that kind of reaction, then you're gonna be ready to respond. Sometimes we put ourselves into situations that we could have avoided by saying something as simple as no. There are a lot of people right now, they are in so much trouble, like serious trouble, because a friend asked them for something that maybe they actually felt that it wasn't okay, but they say yes to please that friend, and now they are in so much deep trouble. And unfortunately, most of the cases, that friend is not even there. They are dealing with that trouble by themselves. Why? Because they didn't say no. Sometimes you gotta let it out. Like, right now, I have too much on my plate and I wouldn't be able to help. Very respectfully. Saying your mind shouldn't be a punishment. It's a privilege that you can talk. Learn when to talk and how to talk. Because you saying yes to everything is not the way. It's not the way, my friend. I'm guessing if you're watching my channel, you're already an adult. So I'm sure you have a lot of experiences or examples of situation you could have said no to avoid a situation that you got yourself into. So, and again, guys, setting boundaries is not a privilege. It's a necessity. It's not about you feeling yourself, you think you're better than me. And if they want to think that that's what you're about, my friend, let them think that. Okay, that's just them. You know why you're doing it, and it makes sense to you. That's all that matters. We are not doing anything here against anybody. We just need time for ourselves. We just need to spend as much quality time with ourselves, right? I don't want to go to the party. I understand, but it's gonna be fun, maybe. But right now, fun for me means staying home and reading my book. Right now, fun for me means chilling at home. I don't want to go, right? And it's okay to say those things. And whoever wants to get mad, the thing about life is it's gonna happen one way or another. You wanna get mad? Oh well. Mm, I know what to tell you, but no. Set your boundaries and set them clearly enough so that every single one of your friends or family members, why not, can clearly get the message. And do it in a very gentle way, right? Don't be like, don't be rough about it. Um, especially for, like our parents and things like that. Um, I don't know about you guys. Like, there are ways I can tell my parents no, right? Because in my culture would be considered to be rude or not respectful to them. Use your own judgment and adjust, right, accordingly, according to the situation. Okay, you can say no to your boss the same way you say no to your best friend, right? So adjust accordingly. That's all I'm saying. And okay, guys, well, I hope you like this little chat. It was nice to be here and it was nice to catch up. And I hope to see you on my next one. Bye bye.